The FAHR Road Crusher, Forester C-2000, is a unique self-powered mobile road crusher. FAHR Industries is proud to have developed this machine to provide you with a very cost-effective yet simple solution to your road building and resurfacing needs. The machine's intelligent design and careful construction will give you years of economical and reliable service, and at the same time providing either immediate cost savings to your company or the upper hand when it comes to bidding on future jobs. To resurface a road, the road bed is prepared in advance by a grader. It's equipped with a ripper attachment that will create a pile or windrow of rocky material along the center of the road. Gravel and rocks up to 12 inches in diameter and occasionally up to 16 inches can be recovered from the road's surface and cleaned from its ditches to form a windrow about 16 inches high by 6 feet wide. Once this material is processed, it should provide enough material to resurface the entire road. The Forester C-2000 will process approximately 1,000 cubic yards of windrow per mile, which is the equivalent to about 450 cubic meters of material per kilometer. Under these conditions, it can travel up to 1,000 feet per hour, or about 300 meters per hour. This translates into the ability to process 2 miles, or 3.2 kilometers of windrow per day. The crusher produces high-quality materials. Most of the crushed materials are between 0.5 and 0.75 inches in diameter, or about 1.25 and 1.9 centimeters in diameter. And there is a good mixture of fines and medium textured materials. This permits good compaction of the road surface. The FAHR Road Crusher's uniqueness is its ability to continuously process rocks on the road at the original site. Traditional methods, which can become very costly, requires you to remove the road's material by truck, crush the material, transport it back to the site. Or another common method may be the purchasing of expensive crushed material and again, trucking it to the work site. The Forester C-2000 processes a single windrow at a time and can be easily maneuvered to permit regular road traffic. This allows roads to stay open, especially when working on smaller rural roads where there are few alternate road options. This exciting compact machine not only crushes rocks, but is also capable and has been used for asphalt reclaiming and crushing concrete. The crusher's capabilities range from forest road development, resurfacing low volume or secondary roads, to even converting old railroad beds into bicycle or pedestrian pathways. Other applications may exist. FAHR Industries wants to make it as easy as possible for you to obtain the benefits provided by the FAHR Road Crusher. Thus, you can purchase a machine from us and do the work yourself. Or you can negotiate a contract with our crushing crews to do the work for you. The FAHR Road Crusher, Forester C-2000 from FAHR Industries. The most affordable, advanced technology for all of your road crushing needs. For more information, please contact us at the address shown on your screen.
The fact that it will take down big rock and produce something that is drivable at roughly a third or a quarter of the cost of having to bring down in a cushion of crushed rock is a major cost advantage.
Well, I guess what we found out is the crusher is the easiest part of the operation. It runs along pretty smoothly. There's no problems with it.
The hardest part is the graders, and then behind that's the finish blading and the water trucks that go on.
We have a lot of roads like this, particularly on the Rio Grande, where we have material in place where this would work very well.
We can now recover what was once a wasted resource, and that's the oversized rock that typically lines ditches or lies in windrows alongside the road.
An hour to drive from the bottom up to here before we did the road work on here, and now made it in about 15 minutes. So it's providing an extremely good road surface.
We're in the Chiricahua Mountains right now, and we're doing road restoration on the Onion Saddle Pinery Road. And this road has not had this kind of maintenance in probably 20 or 25 years. And the road surface had become cobbles and real uncomfortable road to drive for an arterial road. We were fortunate to find a mobile rock crusher that we were able to bring up here and start a process that this is the first time it's happened in the country. The finding is that it will crush anything that we have in this area, from the alluvial fan material, which is the round cobbles, the river stone, up into the material up on top here, which is fairly fractured and easy to break up. So hardness has not been a problem at all. We pull material from the ditches and we scarify the roadbed, try and scarify it down about 6 inches, and utilize all the material up to 12 inches in diameter, including 12 inches. And then windrow that into the middle of the roadway. There we add water in order to keep the dust down and provide moisture to the soil, trying to get the optimum moisture content. At that point, we bring the crusher in, and it makes its pass, and in one pass it takes all of that material and crushes it into between 1 inch and 1.5 inch minus.
It runs along pretty smoothly. There's no problems with it. What takes the hard work and the coordination is keeping everything else around it running. We've got 2 motor graders running. What we have to do first thing in the morning is have both of them go ahead of the crusher and rip the road and form the windrow. and get far enough ahead to where the crusher has plenty of work to do so he doesn't end up stopping. The road's very narrow, it's windy. The biggest problem actually is water. It's very dry, it's the driest time of the year, and getting water has been a real challenge. We've got the public traveling on the road, so we have to stop them for upwards of an hour at a time. But most of the people who had to stop have been pretty friendly, and most of them are bird watchers. They stop and watch the birds while they wait. And I guess they realize that they're out in the forest and they shouldn't be in a big hurry, and they relax and enjoy it.
Right, this project is on the Canales River Road, which serves a primary access from a state highway to a federal highway. It's a through road. The reason why we chose this project, of course, one was the fact that the material lent itself to this type of an operation. We felt that it would work. The road basically was not even graveled. Gravel was all worn out, what little there was. And we felt that we could get a large amount of work done at a fairly reasonable cost. You can stand right beside the machine while it's working. You know, you can use it on a main road and still route traffic right by the machine while it's working. With the exception of the crusher itself, it can be done with equipment that we all have and that the counties have, so there's no specialized equipment needed other than the crusher itself. So I think the potential for this type of a project is substantial on most of our forests here in Colorado.
What we have here, this is the part of the machine that does all the work. It's our rotating drum. It rotates at about 1,000 RPM. The machine has a 225 horsepower Cat engine and a 3-to-1 transmission reduction. This drum will rotate up, and these hammers lift the material up against the anvils up on top and crush it. And if you take a look in there closely, you can see the distance between the hammer and the anvil. The crushed rock has to be that size before it'll come out the back of the machine.
Different than other equipment, you have intense amount of repairs, intense amount of maintenance that's needed with this. You have to have service trucks with it that are equipped, welders, torches, just the whole 9 yards. It requires a lot of heavy maintenance and dedication by the employees. And it's about a couple hours a day at least, and that's changing the hammers and that's checking over different items that may have broken. The crusher generally undergoes some serious vibration as it goes through the rock and crushes it, and that just tends to pull everything apart over time. Once the material goes through the crusher, we can expect with the new hammers approximately 2 inches in minus. And as the hammers begin to wear, we'll get up to 4-inch minus material as the hammers just begin to drop. And we usually don't go any more now, because by that point we're getting too close to that rotor, and we want to try and protect that rotor.
We're out here today on Dixie Mountain Lookout Road for a mobile rock crushing demonstration. Dixie Mountain Lookout Road is on the Plumas National Forest in California. This project has been a partnership between the San Dimas Technology and Development Center, Region 5, our regional office, and the Plumas National Forest. It's a single-lane road, fairly steep gradient, going up to Dixie Mountain Lookout. Possible road for us to maintain. With the cobbles and the Donickers in the road, we couldn't blade it anymore. We were looking at almost the total reconstruction if we wanted to do any improvements to this road. Plus the cost of bringing in material to improve this road, with the minimal traffic that's on it, it didn't warrant the cost.
I'm Tim Pasquale with the Colorado National Forest, equipment operator out of Tucson, Arizona. Here working on the Plumas National Forest, Dixie Mountain Lookout Road. This project is a little different than what we have worked on in previous projects due to the fact it's a level 2 type road. It's not as wide as what we're used to. It's a little different, whereas the windrows are a little more intensive in terms of building them. It takes a little more time. It can be very tedious, but running a crusher, you always got to be aware of changes at the level of the road. You got to constantly be aware of the RPMs and your power unit on your machine, keeping them constantly working together. Ideal size is anything below 16-inch diameter and lower. because of the size of the opening that it feeds into the machine.
It does an amazingly good job of breaking up this type of very coarse, rocky material that has been a real maintenance problem in the past on this particular road. The particular rock on this project is it's a mixture of a volcanic rock and a ashy matrix. It's a fairly hard rock. The machine seems to be keeping up at a production rate at it comparable to what they've seen on other projects and what we saw down on the lower part of this project in some of the softer rocks. So it seems capable of handling very, very hard rock. My overall impression of this machine is that, you know, it's an excellent tool in a fairly specific type of application where you've got, you know, if you've got roads like this one was, where it's very bony, if you've got roads that have a lot of coarse material rock on it, it's ideal because it can give you a surfacing that's not as high a standard as a crushed agate, but it's a suitable surfacing that's a lot better than a very rocky surface for about a half to a third the cost.
One of the reasons we picked this road as a demonstration is it was a road that was extremely difficult to maintain. The lookout who drove up and down here, I talked to him when we were up looking at it and considering this road, and he just said, "I'm beating my truck apart." And this was a road that was so bony that you could not maintain it. So the beauty of this tool on this road is it'll come in here and take a section, crush that rock down so that you have a road that is maintainable. We have a lot of remote roads that are, you know, a long way from a commercial rock source, and when you can take a road like this and make it maintainable for $10,000 a mile range, you've got a tool that will work. Before I came, I didn't really have any idea what to expect. You know, I kind of expected what you'd see dumped out of a belly dump, you know, nice graded rock. But of course, we knew that wasn't going to happen. The real test of this road is going to be 2 years from now. When you come back here, has it compacted down? Has it maintained itself? You know, are we able to maintain a drivable surface? I mean, this is an area that does not get extremely heavy rainfall, or else these fines would have washed off this road already. So I think we picked an ideal site. I think the future of this technology really comes into having the technology somewhere in the region. We have 18 forests here that all have a few roads that could benefit from this type of technology.